If your life has felt like a performance lately, consider this your final curtain call. Welcome back to Confident and Empowered, the Encourage Over Everything show, where we are done shrinking, dimming, or shape-shifting for approval. This episode is for the woman who's exhausted from pretending to be okay. The one who's smiling on the outside but screaming on the inside. The one who's tired of being praised for being so strong when what she really needs is space to be real. Today, we are burning the good girl script and giving you full permission to be messy, brilliant, bold, and free. Speak to yourself like someone you love every day. Ready to speak to your next level self like she's already here? The Self-Love Script is your free guide to bridge the gap between where you are and who you are becoming with affirmations that actually feel real. Download it now. A link's in the show notes. Welcome to Confident and Empowered, the Encourage Over Everything show, the bold, dripping in love space where main character energy isn't just a vibe, it's your new way of life. I'm your host, Letitia Hopkins, your favorite life, love, and relationship coach, here to help you stop performing, start embodying, and fully step into the spotlight of your most aligned, unapologetic self. This is your show, your season, your era. Let's make it legendary. Hey now. I hope this episode finds you all up and through your main character energy. But just in case it doesn't, let's talk about the good girl script and why it's trash. This is the role they trained you for, to be agreeable, polite, pleasing. Don't rock the boat. Be successful, but not too much on the successful. Prioritize everyone else's needs before your own. Why? Because it keeps you over serving everyone else and not you. Sound familiar? That's the good girl script. But here's the plot twist. It's not just a script. It's a slow erasure of your truest self. You become the peacemaker, the fixer, the quote unquote strong one, the one who never says no. And what do you get in return? You get burnout, resentment, disconnection, and a deep ache for something real. And this causes you to easily fall to the wayside of being in the background, playing in the role of an NPC in your own life. Now, for all of my non-gamer girlies, or if you are not gamer adjacent, meaning you have somebody who is a gamer in your life, let me fill you in on the NPC. It is a non-player character. So if you have kids, nieces or nephews, little cousins who are in the gamer world, you may have heard this term, but if not, it means non-player character. Have you seen that movie, Free Guy? It is one of my favorites to watch or have playing in the background. But what I loved about this movie with Ryan Reynolds, it is all about this character who is an NPC player. He's a non-player character. And yet in this movie, he becomes the main character. You have to see it if you haven't already. But watching this movie so many times, I actually fell in love with this whole idea, and it really did spark what it really truly means to be a main character in your own life, because it is so easy to slip into a non-player character in your own life, whether it's society norms, cultural norms, or just the way that it is in your neighborhood or in the social circles that you're in. Yourself as a person is not always prioritized the way all of the roles are in your life and how you are serving others. It's like if you become a wife, a mom, or even if you are just dedicated to your career or serving in your community, it's as if those roles that you've taken on have somehow taken precedence over the person you are. And in serving everyone else, you just slide on back to the background. Or maybe you're just in a filler role where you feel like you are missing or you've disappeared from your own life. And what I really help women do is to become the main character of your life again, because you truly do deserve to be front and centered into your own life. This isn't about being self centered, but it is about maximizing your life to where it looks and feels like the best of you, and not just what someone thinks you should have, but what you know in your heart you desire to have. You see, the main character doesn't audition. Sis, you were never made to be palatable. You were made to be powerful. Main character energy means no more auditions for roles you never wanted, no more rehearsing for acceptance, no more editing your truth just to keep the peace and yet rage a war inside of you. You are not here for audience applause. You are here to live out your truth fully, freely, and unapologetically. When you stop performing and start living, you get to be whole, not just good. You lead with your truth, not their expectations. You finally feel seen because you are finally showing up as you. You want people to love the real you. You have to be willing to show up as the real you and grant them that opportunity. Ready to stop second guessing and start owning your power? Grab your free main character confidence checklist to help you walk in your worth, speak with power, and show up like you mean it. Choose you today. Links in the show notes. Let's go get it. Now, I want to give you a few signs that you are stuck in performance mode. First up, you feel guilty for resting or saying no. Okay, listen, this is for my girlies who struggle with being a people pleaser. And honestly, there was a time in my life I would have never thought that I was a people pleaser, honey. Not me. Not your girl, Letty. But what I realized is in a past friendship, I wasn't being fully myself because I would dim down the really happy moments in my life. I wouldn't share too much because I didn't want someone to feel a certain type of way because I was super duper happy in a certain area in my life. And maybe they were happy, but not my level of ultra happy. You know what I mean? So I would kind of like downplay it or not share too much. But that was really doing a disservice to me. I should not, nor you should feel like you have to dim down your happiness or your success in order for other people to feel comfortable. So think about how people pleasing might be showing up for you. And if you're feeling guilty for saying no or resting or even just not fully being open and honest about where you are in your life for concern that somebody might feel some type of way, that's definitely a sign that you're stuck in performance. Next up, you feel the need to over explain or apologize just to avoid seeming quote unquote difficult. Okay, now this one I feel like is sneaky because the over explaining or apologizing sometimes can be like a knee jerk reaction. Like before you can even think about it, you might have already given several explanations as to why you said no. Or you're just issuing apologies for something that doesn't even really require an apology. Because again, it fits into that good girl role that you want to make sure that everybody is comfortable and you're not taking up too much space or being difficult and causing issues for anybody because heaven forbid anyone is uncomfortable, but then you're uncomfortable. So it isn't an even exchange. So if you find yourself over explaining or apologizing just to avoid seeming difficult, it's definitely a sign that you're stuck in performance mode. You are not lost, you are just disconnected. These prompts will help you remember who you are. Main character energy, it starts with self-reflection. Write your way back to you now. To get your journal prompts, peep the link in the show notes, okay? To know me is to know I love me a good journal prompt, and I have one for you. Where in your life are you performing instead of being present? What are you afraid will happen if you stop? This is such a good one. Such a good one. Take some time and explore this. What's coming up for you? What are you feeling in your body? Do you immediately have a person or a situation that pops up in your mind where you feel like this is a place where you're not being your authentic self? You're not really being present in the moment because you're too busy performing and trying to live up to someone's expectations of something? Or is it even your own expectations of what you think you should be doing in that role? For example, as moms, I know we want to be the beginning and the omega, the alpha, honey. We want to be it all in sake of the babies, honey. And not that that isn't an admirable thing to do, but sometimes as a mom, you have those seasons where you don't have capacity to do all of the things. So let's say you have a kid that's in sports and you know you become the Uber driver and you are taking them here, there, and everywhere, honey. And because you are playing the Uber driver and you spend a lot of time outside of home at practices and all of those things, you can't make dinner 5 nights a week like you were because you're probably not even at home 5 nights a week to have dinner there, even if you wanted to. And you feel guilty for not making 5 home-cooked dinners every week. This could be a performance of living up to a standard of motherhood that isn't realistic for you and where you are in your season. Maybe during this season of motherhood, what does feel right is 1 to 2 meals home cooked each week, and then you're hooking it up for them on the weekends. But it's being able to be realistic about what you have capacity for, and also really just reevaluating what your vision is of what it means to be a good mom during this season. Because what will get you caught up the most is trying to run last season's plays in this season because it's a new season. We got new developments. Okay. You can't be doing the same things that you did before and thinking that that's going to work, because it may be time to revisit and revamp or try some new things during this new season. So take some time to really evaluate your own capacity and your own vision of what this season of life really looks like in the roles that are important to you. And really play it out. What will happen if you stop making 5 meals or trying to make 5 home cooked meals a week? Like, what would really happen? Play it out, see it all the way through. Because a lot of times we do hypotheticals, but we don't see it all the way through. Take it till the very, like the worst of the worst case scenarios. And then take that moment to realize, you know what, that's probably not going to happen. But you know what, I could do this instead. So really take this journal prompt and explore. There's no right or wrong answers here. It's just an opportunity to bring some awareness to where you may feel like you're stuck in performance mode instead of being fully present and enjoying this season of life or motherhood. Now we about to rip up the script, okay? And here's how. I want you to start small. If you didn't listen to the last episode, please pause right here, run on over, take a quick listen, and then come back and let's get caught up to speed. Because this is really one of my favorites that really does help to reconnect you back to the main character in your life. When something comes up that just doesn't sit well with you, it is okay to say, that actually doesn't work for me. Let your yes be full and complete, and let your no be crystal clear. Validate your own truth. You don't need a committee to come to decisions, but you do need to be in agreement and alignment with what is really best for you. Be willing to disrupt the room if that means being real. Replace what will they think with what do I need? Because when you stop performing and start living, you start attracting what's meant for the real you, not the rehearsed one. You weren't born to play safe, dim your light, or shrink for anybody. You were born to lead the storyline, to walk into rooms like you own them, to create a life that reflects the power, beauty, and vision inside of you. The main character bundle is your 3-part confidence igniting, soul aligning, action activating bundle designed to help you speak life over your life with the main character power affirmations. Reconnect to your truth with the main character energy journal prompts. Move like the main character you are with the momentum builder. You don't need more hustle. You need alignment. You don't need more perfection. You need permission from you to show up as your full magnetic self. Let this bundle be your launch pad back to you, because you are not just ready, you are her already. Download the main character bundle now, your complete system, and build a life that finally matches your vibe. Okay, friend, here's the truth no one tells you. If you are not the main character in your life, someone else is. And let me tell you, they are writing the story their way, using your energy, your time, and your gifts, okay, to build a life that doesn't even reflect you. When you don't take the lead like the main character, you become a background player in your own home. You shapeshift to meet everyone else's needs, but ignore your own. You keep quiet to stay safe and call that peace. You work hard to be easy to love, but then you never actually feel loved. The Good Girl script is a survival story, but main character energy, that's your freedom story. Being the main character means you move from obligation to alignment. You stop asking for permission and start living on purpose. You stop self betraying for belonging and start embodying the real you. You don't just wake up one day and have the life that you want. You have to lead it yourself. And you can't really do that if you're still playing a part that was never really meant for you. When you stop performing and start living like the main character, you don't just break the script. You rewrite the whole story. So let me give you this self-love 2-step, the Good Girl Detox. Step 1, name where you've been performing. Is it at work? Is it with your family? Is it on social media? Write it down and acknowledge it. No shade, no judgment. This is a judge-free zone. This is not about ripping yourself apart for doing something that you feel like is wrong. This isn't about putting labels on it, good or bad, right or wrong. That's not what this is for. This is simply for awareness purposes. So, and make it a habit to not judge yourself for noticing habits that are time that have been and make it a habit to not judge yourself for habits you've been conditioned into. Grant yourself some grace and acknowledge it with kindness. And step 2, show up more authentically this week. Even if it's subtle, say how you really feel. Pause before you agree to anything. Post something that's raw and real. Do something that just feels like you. Let me pour into you right quick. You don't need permission to be who you are. Let me make it plain. You don't need to be perfect to be powerful. You don't need to be nice to be worthy. You don't even need to earn your worth for that matter. You don't need to perform to be loved. You don't need to keep earning your place. You already belong. You are allowed to be seen, heard, bold, and fully expressed. You are allowed to say no and it be a complete sentence. You are allowed to take up space. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to be all of you. And let me tell you something else. The version of you who stops performing, she's not too much. She's finally free. As main characters, we don't audition, we don't contort, we don't settle, we shine. And we live authentically on purpose. And it is time to take center stage in your own life. And just like that, queen, another layer of your glow up activated. But don't just listen, live it, because main character energy isn't just a vibe, it's a decision. And you just made it. Want to keep this energy going? If something in today's episode hit home, don't keep it to yourself. Fix another queen's crown. Share it, review it, or send it on with love. Whatever feels aligned. Your words, your stars, they help this message reach even more hearts and many more glow-ups. When you share this show, you are not just spreading encouragement, you are reminding another woman she always had the power. We are rewriting stories, raising standards, and showing the world what empowered love really looks like. So remember, when you show up for you first, everything else aligns. Until next time, walk in your power, love out loud, and keep showing up like the main character you were born to be. Say it with me now. I am the main character of my life. I lead with love and I rise on purpose. All right now, friend, let's go. Your era isn't coming, it's arrived. And you already know how we do it around here. We don't settle, we shine. All because together we can encourage over everything.